What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about the importance of the X step, why it's so important and why it's so easily messed up. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with just the basic foot placement and where we want our feet and kind of what angles we want our feet at. The X step essentially is a side shuffle. Think of it like, you know, in any sport you're side shuffling. It's pretty much a side shuffle, except you're actually crossing your back foot in front, right? So if you're right-handed, you're going to be crossing your front foot's going to be in front, your left foot's going to be crossing behind, and then if you're left-handed, your right foot's going to be crossing behind. But ideally, all we're wanting is a straight shuffle across, and all this is doing is allowing us to stay in this position. If our target's over here, we're able to stay in line with the target while advancing and moving forward. This is the point of the X step, is to keep us in this position as we're moving towards the target. Easiest way to think of the X step is, like I said, like a side shuffle, except you want to think about having your feet on two different lanes. So instead of shuffling with your feet coming to each other, you want to have them actually come behind each other. And as what that is doing is that is allowing us to advance forward while staying in this position, because this is how we're aiming, right? This is kind of our aim point. So if we can stay like this, we're going to stay accurate. Something I see that happens very often is people try to bring this back foot around to the front. Now I'm facing towards y'all, and then I'm trying to plant this foot like this, and that's not good. Now we're just facing back away from the target. So I think it's really important, especially if you lack mobility like myself, to get this foot back behind and not around, because me lacking I lack a lot of external and internal rotation with my hips, but lacking a lot of internal rotation, coming back and keeping my foot in line is really hard. So I'm just going to take a slightly more shallow step. That way I can keep it in the position I need to go, and then bring this front foot forward. So this is the basics: rail system, side shuffle, plant. This foot is already up in front. You don't have to think about pushing it out forward, because it's already forward. It's already there. Now, with that first step being talked about, this is the second biggest thing I see people do. That is, you see so many people who run up from one corner to the other. If you're right hand, backhand, so many people will start from the back right corner and work their way up to the left hand side and throw. A lot of people do that because it gets them into that spot that they need to be, gets that front foot out in front of them when they throw. But the issue is, we use our X step and we use our feet to aim. So if people are doing this on every single throw, it means that they're not aiming the way they're supposed to. So something that people need to start doing is running up towards the line that they want to throw. So for example, I have my T-pad here. If I'm throwing over towards those soccer goals over there, right, I'm going to draw a line from those soccer goals to me, and that's the direction I'm going to be running up. I'm going to work my way here. I'm going to come here, back foot, boom. I am working my way across the T-pad towards my target. What this is doing now is essentially, when I'm lined up, so when I throw, my body has no choice but to pretty much go where I'm aiming. Now, my body does have a choice, because it doesn't always work like that, but you get the point. Low, but straight towards the soccer goals. So I know it's something new to learn, but in the long run, this is gonna help your game so much. When I made this adjustment, because I used to be someone who used to run up from the right side to the left side, when I made the adjustment, even though I didn't have a lot of confidence in it, once it became comfortable, it just started working. Every time I was like just all energy towards my line. Once I really started working towards my line the entire way through, even though I wasn't as confident, I was still hitting my lines, because my body was in the position to allow it to do it. The last thing I see that I don't see talked about a whole lot is tempo of the run-up. The speed of your run-up should change depending on what type of shot you're throwing or how aggressive you're throwing. I think a good tempo in a run-up is important. It's going to help you find a rhythm, I feel like, quicker. I think a really good thing to do is practice different speeds of run-up for different shots. For example, my run-up speed for my putters is different than my mids and different than my drivers. I think your speed should slightly increase, or at least your explosiveness should increase depending on the shot. I think it's good to practice that speed and tempo and figure out what tempo you need to execute whatever shot. I'm going to throw a putter mid and fairway, or a putter mid and driver, so y'all can see my tempo and see how it slightly increases as I move up. There you go, 3 different speeds, all very, very similar. It's really just those last couple moments where the speed is increasing. But like I said, these 3 things should help your X step. As always, my biggest advice is to pick one thing, work on that. Once that becomes comfortable, move on to the next thing. I hope this helps y'all out. The X step is a really big part of the game, in my opinion, especially if you're wanting to get far. You've got to learn the X step, and your X step has to be good and efficient, because if it's not, it really is going to hold you back. So I really encourage y'all to spend the time and learning the X step, developing good footwork. I think that's something that's really important. If you're enjoying these form videos but maybe want a little bit more help, I just recently partnered with an app called Formero. They're a platform that pretty much connects y'all with other coaches and disc golfers who are giving form lessons or form reviews. So I'll make sure to put a link down below to my link on the app. I'm doing $15 form reviews for the first 50 people. After that, I will be slightly raising my prices, but nothing too crazy. That's a great way if you're wanting to get better with a little more hands-on. Other than that, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. Hope this helps many of y'all. Make sure to comment down below what y'all would like to see next. I spent these first 6 months of the year kind of playing some tournaments, but I'm really planning on shifting my focus more to content for the final 6 months of this year. So I'm really hoping to pump more content out. I can do disc reviews, form, anything form related. Let me know what y'all want to see, and I'll try to make it happen. Thank y'all again so much for watching. Hope this audio sounded crispy for y'all. Thanks again so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me out and supports the channel, and keeps me able to do these videos. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Later.